The 20-year-old from Croatia backed up his power serve with a complete game to beat defending champion Stefan Edberg in straight sets. He also gave a group of screaming fans a special treat. Edberg held the title and the higher ranking, but the rapidly improving Ivanisevic had beaten him in their last two meetings, and there was the crowd factor.
And they've brought their flags.
From the start, it was Goran's day. And as much as he settled, Edberg struggled.
Advantage.
They began to compile some amazing points, Edberg trying to match the Croatians' power with precision. Ivanisevic broke for a 4-2 lead, lost his own serve and then broke again.
Edberg has dropped his second serve in the match.
He served it out and set the theme for the match. Edberg tried to mix it up but went backwards, losing the second set 6-2. The last thing he needed was to lose serve early in the third.
He's got more. Oh, what a shot, and Ivanisevic, he's even more pumped up.
From there, not even Edberg's steel could withstand the emotional Croatian. Fueled by the fans, he had trampled his way to victory.
That's out, and the title belongs to Ivanisevic.
And for those valuable supporters in the lofty rows of red, a special reward. A long-time champion of his people, Goran Ivanisevic took tennis into world affairs, and vice versa.
Very nice to play here because I have a lot of support, especially from Croatia. I feel like playing at home.
Edberg's view was a little simpler.
Too good.
From champion to champion, Kieran Perkins presented the trophy, but the down-under connection didn't stop there, as Goran began an early drinking session with his coach, Bob Brett. And in the doubles, Patrick McEnroe and Jonathan Stark upset the world.
Found Edberg serve easy pickings. The Swede produced some form in the third, but opportunities were rare. Eventually, even his best wasn't enough.
Oh, what a shot, and
The end came swiftly.
that's out, and the title belongs to Ivanisevic.
After one of the most convincing wins in a championship final, Ivanisevic climbed the stands to thank his supporters.
Scenes reminiscent of those at Wimbledon when Pat Cash was victorious.
Collecting nearly $250,000, he could afford to empty a Magnum. David Peters, National Night.
Certainly wild scene. Incredible scenes.
Scored his first ever major tournament victory with a brilliant win over Stefan Edberg in this afternoon's final of the Australian Indoor Tennis Championships in Sydney. In front of several thousands of cheering supporters, Ivanisevic beat Edberg in straight sets 6-4, 6-2, 6-4.
The final saw Edberg out to regain his world #1 crown. On the other side of the net, the Croatian playing for a major victory. Neither was going to give an inch. The Croatian decided to mix up his game. Ivanisevic went to break Edberg and took the first set, 6-4. In the second set, Ivanisevic showed the other side of his game. Edberg's bread and butter game deserted him. The Croatian cranked up his power game, and the Swede had no answers. It was 2-1 in the second, and Ivanisevic took the set. Ivanisevic was on fire and broke Edberg in the opening game of the third set. And the aces started to fly from the Croatian's racket. Edberg now was starting to feel the heat. The Croatian sensed victory.
Serving for the championship.
And shortly after, the title was his.
That's out.
An emotional Ivanisevic hurried off to share the moment with his army of supporters. and later
favourite, but the Croatian demolished the defending champion in straight sets.
This was a contest between the silk smoothness of Stefan Edberg and the brute power of Ivanisevic. The first set went with serve until the fifth match, Ivanisevic setting up the break with a rocket-like return. While Edberg saved 3 break points, the big Croatian eventually broke through. Edberg rallied to level at 4-all, but he again dropped his serve, and showing wonderful anticipation, Ivanisevic took the set 6-4. The Croatian was having no problems with Edberg's serve, coming forward and thumping it back at will. Ivanisevic was making the world number 3 look ordinary. Another break in the second set saw him open a 4-1 lead. In the best-of-5 sets final, Edberg needed to win the next 3 to retain his title. But when he was broken in the third game of the third set, he never recovered.
But really, Ivanisevic had the better of that point.
Ivanisevic had beaten Edberg the last 3 times they had played. Today he stormed to number 4. A truly awesome display from Ivanisevic. 12 aces and shots many experts thought he didn't have, won the Croatian the Australian indoors title.
That's out. And the title belongs to Ivanisevic.
A new champion both for the tournament and his people.
Ivanisevic clearly thanking his supporters.